Well, my friends, I made it. 30 days in a row, I live streamed without missing one single day. Now, tonight I'm going to tell you two of the reasons why I feel that I actually made it. They're very important reasons. I think that you can apply them massively into your life. Did I think I would actually make the 30 days? I'm going to be fully transparent with you tonight. Now, for those of you who don't know me, Shane S1H, and I'm doing a 365-day journey of building the most human company around the world and bringing humanity together. We work on three areas in this streams. We work on the mind, we work on heart, and we work on the journey. And mine's got fitness and physical in it, and of course mind stuff. Heart is compassion, empathy, making the world completely better, and journey is showing the journey and in real life things. All right, my friends, so let's get into, I'm trying to get a little bit of good lighting tonight for the replay. Let's see this here. There, I think that's good lighting for you guys tonight. Yeah, there we go. Let's see, yeah. So, now, 365 days. I'm on to day 30. I made it. Now, there's two reasons why I think I made it. One reason is bamboo. And many of you think, well, why do you think you made 30 days in a row? Because of bamboo. Think about this. Chinese bamboo takes about 5 years to grow. So you water it, you look after it, and you actually don't see any growth. It's completely invisible. So it's kind of like life. You keep going on, you don't see any progress. Most people quit. Most people would quit on growing the bamboo. I'm not going to water it, I'm not going to take care of it. And then all of a sudden, when it gets to year 5, it grows about 90 feet in 6 weeks. Boom, just spurts out of nowhere. But you couldn't see that growth. It was invisible, just like life. That growth that we see day after day after day is invisible. And a lot of times we quit because we can't see that. And as I was going through the 30 days, there was nights when people showed up and there was nobody on. There was nights when there was 3 people on, and there was nights when there was 1 person on, and there was nights when I think we had 14 on or some 15 on one night. And those are the consistent things that you keep going. And I kept thinking back to the bamboo. And as I kept thinking back to the bamboo, I kept thinking, it takes 5 years. You've got to grow and water it. And I knew this was going to take a while, IRL. But then our shorts, some of our short form content hit. Some hit 1 million, some hit 2.5 million. So some of my talking, motivational ones hit like just about 10,000 views. So we had some success too. And so I could have got really down on myself. And that is one of the things right there, like my friends, it's just that, it's that consistency and that discipline for you. It's being that bamboo, right? You're the bamboo. So that was the first thing. And the other thing too, that I've been showing you this whole journey, like behind the scenes, like showing you how I'm building a company, showing you how I'm like getting to this goal and how it's all working for me, because I want to show you in real time. Like, think about this. I made 30 days of live streaming, never missed a day, and some days I did 2 days. So I'm trying to show you that what I do is like, I'm not lying, because so many people online, they teach you stuff, but they're actually not doing it. I know psychologists that teach stuff and then they go home and they have like 7-8 drinks to calm their stress. I know people that give great knowledge, but their lives are completely a mess. And so for me, it's not about trying to give you knowledge and be sitting on a camera and be a talking head with you guys or anything like that. It's really showing you guys what I'm doing so you know it's real. I mean, if we really looked at how many gurus are fake online, geez, we'd probably have 5 left, my friends. So that was one of the reasons why I made it. My perspective of the bamboo, I kept thinking, which was huge. Now, number 2 of why I made it this far on this journey was my purpose and my why. My purpose and my why were very big, and I had to keep going back to that purpose and why. Now, one of the major reasons that I kept going back to the purpose and why is because it was my bigger goal. And I kept thinking, if I really want to help humanity, if we really want to unite people, if we really want to create connection in the world, like connect us all and eventually have like live global human connection where we all get on the stream and we all connect together and we help each other and we slow the epidemic of loneliness, and we go and work against pushing against AI and making it more safe, and understanding that 45% of all the jobs will probably be gone in 5-6 years. What are people going to do? And so I started to look at what a purpose that I had and my why of creating a more compassionate world, and what kind of company I'm working to build so we can have all this 5 years from today. So we bring people together and we help people that are suffering, and we give people more motivation to be more disciplined. Like there's so many areas that I'm working towards. So my why and my purpose was huge, massive. And so that's what kept me going on the second part of when I started to feel down and out. Now, there was a couple times when I felt like I was just not going to make it. There was probably 2 times. The one time was just not there. Like after 30 days, you have that one. I had that one day where I was like, man, today I just don't feel like streaming. My audio all messed up. I forgot my audio. If you watch that replay, everything messed up, and it was my own fault. I didn't get organized. I forgot the audio, and then I got home late. I'd already been pushing, like working 16, 17 hours that day, and because of that, I just wanted to stop, and I did not want to stream that night. And then I had started to have all those thoughts starting to go in my head. Why are you doing this? What happens if people don't like this? All those thoughts that you start to come when you're tired. And I then had to push myself out of that and start to go back to the purpose and why, really dive into it. And the more I did that, I started to get more motivated to go out and actually kind of do the stream again. So those are the 2 major reasons, like the 2 things that have really kept me going these 30 days. Now, did I think I was going to make the 30 days? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I had to see how it all kind of unfolded. And as it kind of unfolded now, I understand that I can do it. Now, because I got a lot of little wins, and as you're going through, you're figuring out, like you're learning, you're figuring out the audio, you're figuring out the camera, you're figuring out where to film, you're figuring out how you're going to talk, you're changing the shows, you're changing titles, you're doing everything. And so you're getting better and better along the way. But most people quit way before 30 days. And most people are done. They're done at like 20, they're done at 14, they're done at 13, and they don't push through anymore. And so I'll look back to these ones and say, these are the ones why in the end that it all worked out, because I kept going when I didn't feel like it. And then there's nights where you feel good. Like I feel really good tonight, and I'm just I'm on point tonight. So you're all going to go through that in life. And it's those things, my friends, when you're having that, you don't feel like doing it, and you're procrastinating on it, and you're just like, man, I don't want to do this thing. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to go to my therapist. I don't want to go for a run, whatever it is. Those are the times when you really need to push through. And in the end, those are the times that you really get to the end. Kobe Bryant wrote out a contract to himself, and he had everything in there that he would not do. And I remember, and what he would get to, and I remember when Kobe said, yeah, everyone was like, why aren't you coming to the clubs with us? And he was like, but there's no benefit of me going to the club with you. So some of you guys too might be like, well, how do you find your purpose sometimes, and how did I find my why? So when I look at my purpose and my why, there's 2 things that I look for finding my purpose and my why, and that was why I was able to do 30 days live streaming straight, and why I'll do another 30 and another 30 and another 30, and you'll just watch this thing keep growing and growing. It's just because of that. When I'm looking for dig down and I'm going through rough days and I feel like I'm not going to make it, Everyone always asks me, how do I find my purpose and why? And the one thing I look at is what really pisses me off, right? Like, it sounds not compassionate, but I look at what really pisses me off in the world, right? Like, I'm working to build the most human company in a dehumanizing world right now. And that pisses me off because right now we're fighting against the machine. We're fighting against the system. You can call it the matrix, whatever you want to call it. But we're fighting against people that want our kids and you to keep scrolling. They want you to be addicted to TikTok. They want you to be addicted to all the social platforms so you don't leave them. So you just have an endless day of scrolling, a mindless day of scrolling. And that's good for the companies. That's what we're fighting against, my friends. And that's what I'll keep doing as this grows. So I look at what pisses me off, and then what breaks my heart. Like, that one gets to me. So like, if you can't find your purpose and why, ask yourself these questions. Like, I go, what breaks my heart? And what breaks my heart is watching people suffer. Watching the kids that are the young men and young girls, but young men especially right now, 15 to 25, are the most loneliest. We have the biggest, loneliest epidemic in the world right now. I want to start pushing compassionate masculinity and things like that. So to watch people suffering when they don't have to be, and watch the loneliness, and getting people to connect more, and even seeing when they're struggling financially and struggling for food and stuff like that. That just should not be, right? We have there's too much of obviously a divide in our economic sense in the world of people in general. Because if you look at the economic divide, it's like here, I'm privileged, highly privileged, but and I sit at the top of the world of privilege. So if I'm privileged, I have not a motive, but if I'm privileged, I have a responsibility to go back into the world and try and help people that are less privileged. Again, let me say it again. I am privileged, and I have a responsibility to go back into the world and help those who are less privileged. If every human being thought like that, the world would be 1,000,000,000% better. But the privileged don't think like that often, and that's what I need to change, my friends. Then I ask myself, if I was on my deathbed, what would I look at? Like, if I was on my deathbed, what would I look back and say, I wish I would have done? Like, that's a huge one for me of my purpose. So when I'm on my deathbed, I know that I don't want to look back and be like, oh, I built this business and this business made so much money. And we were so well off, and we were financially successful, and we were higher up than everybody else, and we beat everybody else, and we ruled the world, and I was this big guru in the world, and man, it was a great life. That's not what I would want on my deathbed. So you got to ask if you ask yourself those three questions, I promise you, your life changes a lot, because you start to think, okay, what would I do? That brings me back to my purpose to get on and stream with you guys, right? When even if nobody shows up, I still know my purpose. So I get back there and I say, okay, this is how I've got to start streaming tonight, because I've got this purpose. I've got this strong why of why I want to do this so much. And if I look back, I'm on my deathbed, I look at, did we make a difference in people's lives as the world became more dehuman? Let me say it again. Did we make a difference in people's lives as the world started to become more dehumanized? Did we build a company that helped humanity, or did we build a company that hurt humanity? Did we help people that were suffering? Did I look at how privileged I was and say, Shane, you have a responsibility to help those who are not as privileged? Did I push everybody around me that's privileged to go out and do more rather than just keep focusing on themselves all the time? Did I actually step up and make a mark in the AI world when it's going to really hurt the world in the long run? 5 years, 45% of jobs are gone. We're just getting started. Did I work to create more safety in the world around AI? Did I help the next generation live a better life around AI? Did I understand that how much it can hurt people in the end? So then I look back and I'm like, and how many people did I like just have compassion for and just love? And how much did I just try that and spend time with people that I knew that maybe needed help? And how much did I spend with, like, look at family and stuff like that too, and spend time with family? So when I look back on my deathbed, I can say, okay, these are the things that I did that made a true difference. And that's where how you find your why and your purpose. So again, let me recap one more time. If you want to find your why and your purpose, look at what breaks your heart. Ask yourself that. Then after you figure that out, say, what makes me angry? After you figure that out, say, what would my life look like if I look back on my deathbed? That's an easy way to find your why and your purpose. So I made 30 days, my friends. I'm going to jump tonight. I look forward to doing another next 30 days. And again, I'm just showing you how this is all building. So everyone, thank you for coming on board. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Thank you for liking our stuff, commenting different stuff and commenting and stuff. I really appreciate it. Go out, do something kind for the world.